Hello, I'm Jim Hodges from Omdia, and today I'm in Barcelona at Mobile World Congress 26, and I'm here with Rebecca Stone from Plume. Welcome, Rebecca.
Hi, thank you for having me.
So there's a lot happening here in terms of the show, in terms of AI, in terms of applications, and I guess Plume's been very busy. You basically made an acquisition acquiring Sweeper, and we'll talk about that in a moment, but you've also just recently joined Plume
I have.
from industry. Maybe just give us a little bit of background on your role at Plume and why you've selected to come here.
Sure. I'm Chief Marketing Officer at Plume, and I joined about 3 months ago, so it's been fairly recent. From previous to Plume, I was at Cisco, running demand gen for the last year for the entire portfolio, and prior to that, I was running all of marketing for the Cisco networking business. So about $30 billion business, and the legacy core networking business for Cisco. Prior to that, I was actually at Cisco Meraki, and I have a long history of startups, including LiveRamp, which is in the ad tech industry, and Calix and Occam Networks, which are both in ISPs. So I have a pretty extensive history in selling to enterprise as well as to service providers, which is one of the reasons why Plume interested me. Is the new focus that we are going to be directing against ISPs, and renewed interest in making sure that our products are really designed for that audience. And so I'm excited to talk a little bit more about it today.
Well, excited to hear more too. Like, I guess maybe we'll talk a little bit about, before the acquisition, before you acquired Sweeper, you had still launched an agentic open API platform. So that was kind of part of Plume's core strategy. And maybe take a little bit about that.
Yeah, so we have historically been focused on Wi-Fi cloud management, and that is what Plume has been known for, as well as some IoT devices in the home. We are really going to be focusing now on not just supporting that business to consumer responsibility in terms of being in the home and understanding what's going on in the home, but how an ISP can really use that data for some of the things that they are doing. And that's where the acquisition comes in. That's where our focus on security, Wi-Fi, and management and orchestration of the data for ISPs is really important. And so with the acquisition of Sweeper, it really brings together that Wi-Fi orchestration with the care orchestration that Sweeper has historically been known for, and brings together a platform that is designed for 3 key areas within ISP focus. We are really focused on bringing intelligence, orchestration, and access across the customer journey that an ISP has. So when you think about customers, residential customers who come in and work with ISPs, there are a number of friction points that ISPs are seeing today. You know, in the setup, they're seeing friction points in terms of, hey, I'm trying to set my box up and something's not working. I can't figure it out. There's friction points in terms of maybe lag when they're on a video call, or their Wi-Fi goes down and they don't really understand why, or a device isn't working. Those friction points are causes for dissatisfaction with their service provider and causes for churn. And what we are trying to focus our platform on is trying to help the ISP solve for those friction points across that journey in a way that allows for all of that data to be used in an AI kind of automated way in order to be able to deliver a better experience for our customers.
Yeah, that's interesting, because I think orchestration is something that's important for all applications on an end-to-end basis, but ISPs traditionally have had challenges in terms of being able to compete and monetize, beyond sort of speed and devices. That's always kind of the differentiator. But I think now there's more of a requirement for them to basically be able to orchestrate and have a high value service as well.
I think it's a great point. I think when you think about the fact that in the next 4 to 5 years, the number of devices in the home is supposed to almost double, which is crazy. It's already complex today, and it's going to double in 5 years. That complexity of connectivity starts to look almost like an enterprise, and you're running that in the home. And the problem is that most residential consumers don't understand even the complexity of what they're having to deal with in their own homes, and that responsibility is then falling on the ISP to try and solve.
Right.
And they're less worried about speed. To your point, the speed, I think we've really kind of hit that point where people aren't looking for more speed. They're happy with the speed that they have, but they're not happy with the latency. They're not happy with the problems that they're having with the devices that are connected. And so making sure that all of that is thought through, and how an ISP really helps solve that is going to be a differentiator for them. And in order to differentiate themselves from their competition, which is also growing, we believe that ISPs need to connect those three core things, which is the intelligence from the home to understand really what's going on, and then to automate it and orchestrate it in a way across all of the different channels that a resident or a consumer might actually access. When you think about they have self-serve places, chatbots, and the website, things like that. They want to call into the call center. They want to email if they need to. All of those different channels right now are siloed. The data is treated differently across all of those channels. Orchestration is really about bringing all of that data into every channel in a way that feels systemic and systematic, and feels like we actually understand who you are as an individual, both from your demographic information, your psychographic information, understanding are you a technical person or are you not technical person? How does a salesperson or a customer service rep talk to you in order to be able to help you understand? Those are the sorts of things that I think are going to be more and more important to help differentiate an ISP, and the things that we are going to be focused on as Plume going forward.
Yeah, and that's a really powerful message, end-to-end assurance and basically customer experience for ISP. So and that's obviously the main focus of Plume, obviously. So your new role. So congratulations.
Thank you very much.
And it's an interesting area, and it's going to be a lot more to come in this area.
Awesome. I am looking forward to talking to you more about it in the future.
Thank you.
Thank you.